Okay, so this video is to go through the paper 1 for the core, but just for the chemistry part. So we start at question 14. So it says, which statement about atoms and molecules is correct? So all atoms are gases at room temperature and pressure. No, if we look at the periodic table, it's only the top right-hand corner that are gases. An atom is the smallest part of an element. That is true, so it's that, but let's check the other ones. Atoms of the same element all have the same mass. That's not true because of isotopes. Okay, because isotopes give you different mass. So thinking about chlorine 35 and chlorine 37, for example, which is why our RAM is 35.5. Molecules always contain atoms of more than one element. No, because the definition of an element is they are all the same atom. Okay. So the answer is B. Number 15, one isotope of oxygen is O16A. What diagram represents different isotopes of oxygen? So remember, the thing that defines an element is its proton number, okay? So it has to have 8 protons, so these two are not correct. Excuse me. And then this one here has a mass of 16, so that is that isotope. This one here has a mass of 17, so that would be oxygen 817. Just double check the electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, correct number of electrons. So the answer is D. What happens to a tellurium atom when it forms a tellurium ion? So it's a 2-. So remember, electrons have a negative charge. So if I had 3 protons and 3 electrons, in order to get a 2 negative charge, going to have to have gained 2 negative electrons. Okay, so it gains 2 electrons. Okay, because our protons are positive. And if it lost electrons, it would become more positive. Okay, so we know that's not the case. Question number 17. The diagram shows electrolysis of lead bromide using inert electrodes. So remember, inert just means unreactive. So something like platinum. Okay. Which statement about this experiment is correct? Electrode X is positively charged. Well, bearing in mind we're getting a grey solid here, and we're getting a gas here. Usually gases are negative, so they're attracted to the positive. And usually this looks like it's probably a metal. Okay, and it's lead bromide, so here we've got lead, and here we have bromine gas. So think about bromine water is orange. Okay, so that means this is going to be the negative electrode. So electrode X is positively charged. That's not correct. The coloured fumes are produced at the negative electrode. No, that's not correct. The electrolyte is lead bromide. Yes. So the electrolyte is the solution. Okay, and it tells you there that that's what we're separating out. The grey solid is lead bromide. No, the grey solid is lead. Question 18. Which reaction involves both oxidation and reduction? So we've got calcium carbonate making calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So calcium here is 2 plus 2 or 2 plus. Oxygen here is minus 2. Oxygen here is minus 2, so carbon here is plus 4, and a carbonate is minus 2. Okay, so not that one. And if you're not sure, I'll just write it out here. Calcium carbonate makes, I did it the wrong way around, never mind. Calcium oxide, so we know overall each of these compounds has to be 0. Oxygen's in group 6, so it's a minus 2. Calcium's in group 2, so it's a plus 2. Carbonate's one of those compound ions we need to know. That's a minus 2. Carbon's a plus 4, and that minus 2 is made up of minus 2 and plus 4. Okay. So we know it's not that. None of those numbers, none of those charges or oxidation numbers have changed. So let's look at B. We've got copper oxide and carbon makes copper and carbon dioxide. Oops, sorry. So remember, any element on its own, there's no charge here, so that means it has to be 0. Okay, when it's in a compound, oxygen's -2, bearing in mind this is an ionic compound, and carbon's +2. So that's changed. That oxidation number has gone down. So remember, oxidation is loss of electrons, reduction is gain. So this is going to get more negative because it's got gained negative charges, and this is going to get more positive. Okay, so that's been reduced. -2, there's 2 of them, so -4 overall, so +4. And we can see here, carbon's gone up by 4, so that's been oxidized. The answer's B. Okay, I'm not going to do the rest of them. What is the test for chlorine? So damp litmus paper, glowing splint, lighted splint, or lime water. So we've got CO2, hydrogen, oxygen. So if you weren't sure, you could rule it out in that way. Because I know a lot of people get confused with chlorine, but they usually know these two. So this is for oxygen, it relights. And this is for hydrogen, it's a squeaky pop test. And this is for carbon dioxide, it goes cloudy. Which row describes properties of group 1 elements? So electrical conductivity. So group 1 elements, they are metals. Okay, so they're going to conduct because they're metals. Reaction with water, well, group 1 elements, think about Brainiac. We watched the bathtubs explode, they definitely react with water. So the answer to 20 is C. And if I go too fast, don't forget you can pause the video as you go through. So which statement is not a reason why aluminium is used in aircraft manufacture? So it forms low density alloys. So that means low density, so they're nice and light, so they're going to fly and float. Okay, so it's 21 is going to be... oh, sorry, it's not a reason. Apologies, it says me right for not reading the question properly. So that is a reason they're used. They're malleable, we can hammer them into shape. It's not more reactive than iron, and it is resistant to corrosion. Okay, so which is not a reason. 22, a colourless liquid is added to blue cobalt chloride paper, and it turns pink. So this is a test for water. So why does it do that? Because it contains water. So 22 is A. So this is the test for water you have to learn. Okay, it doesn't mean it's pure, it just means water is present. Which 3 elements are contained in fertilizers to increase crop yield? So NPK, remember, is the NPK fertilizers. So we have nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay, and if you can remember NPK, remember you have a periodic table in your exam. Okay, this is going to be D. When limestone is heated, so limestone is calcium carbonate, it decomposes into lime. Lime is calcium oxide, and it also produces carbon dioxide, which we can bubble through lime water. So these two are straight away wrong, so it's B. What are the uses of fractions obtained by petroleum? So gas oil, what's gas oil used for? Okay, it's used for diesel fuel, so we can cancel these two out. Gasoline is used for petrol fuel, and just check, refinery gas is used for cooking. So 25 is C. And if you weren't sure, you might be able to have just known this answer. So refinery gas is methane, like we have in the Bunsen burners or like you have in on your stoves at home. Okay, 26. Ethane is produced when decane, a large hydrocarbon, is heated with a catalyst. What is the name for this process? So we're breaking down long hydrocarbons into smaller hydrocarbons with a catalyst. So that is called cracking. Okay, so combustion is burning. Displacement is, I guess, replacement in a way, is one element, a more reactive element replacing a less reactive one, and neutralization is an acid and an alkali. Okay. 27, which statement about the manufacturers of polymers is correct? Polymers are made by making long chains into shorter ones. No, that's cracking. They're made by joining polymers together. They're made by joining something together, but not polymers, so that's incorrect. They're made by joining monomers together. They're made by fractional distillation. No, this is a method of separation. So that's not right. Oops. Can't spell. Apologies. Separation. Made by joining short chain molecules together. Yeah, called monomers. So it's definitely D. Okay, so make sure you've put the correct answers in your work. Make sure you understand those. And you can message me with any questions.